I'm wondering what's better, the coffee that I'm sipping on, or that lovely brace that I saw from Harmanpreet.
This has to top it, yeah. This you get every day, but you don't get.
No, this is also a rarity. You know there are special ingredients in this one.
Yeah, huge ingredients, like very special that you will get only in Noida, isn't it? But this is the kind of performance which kind of gives you an indication that you are prepared for slightly tougher challenge, because what has happened today is in the Asian Champions Trophy, the last league game for India, they have beaten Pakistan, and I will say a rather spirited Pakistan, 2-1. India were trailing after 8 minutes when you look at it, because in the first half, in the first quarter, Nadeem Ahmed scored unmarked from that position. Just a
good run. But just to give everyone context over here, for those of you joining us right now, Asian Champions Trophies on. Group toppers India, Pakistan. Again, they were both guaranteed a place in the semi-final. But then, of course, they had to play against each other. Both going into this match without having lost a single game. And then what you saw today, 2-1. Again, contrasting, to what many of you would have hoped for, especially given the record that India have had against Pakistan. They were extremely dominant the last time the two sides met, which was in the Hangzhou
Asian Games.
In the Asian 10-1, 10-2.
Yes, 10-1. And prior to that also, they had beaten them by a big margin.
Yeah, you hadn't lost to Pakistan in a long time. But today, everything, all of those stats, last 16 games, I remember India had won 14. The other two were draws. So again, India have been the dominant side when it comes to head between the two sides. However, the match that we saw today, from Pakistan, it was mighty spirited, as Siddharth just said, and we'll just talk you through how exactly is it that things transpired session after session, or quarter after quarter, should I say, because the two teams really at the halfway stage did look evenly matched, even though India had the slight lead.
India had the lead, and today when you look at it, they were facing a challenge because they were behind. Already Nadeem, that was a good run that was there, and Nadeem was unmarked. So he just tapped it in from a good, if you look at the strike that came from the outer D, then he was there near the goal post, but the Indian defense hadn't marked him. So he just tapped it in. But then came the inexperience of the Pakistan defense, wherein they committed some errors, and you don't need Harmanpreet Singh a second invitation. You don't give him a second invitation to capitalize on the penalty corner.
Yeah, 2 out of 2?
No, he hit 2, he missed 1.
Which happened, I think, in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
But up till that point, the first 2 penalty corners that he got, he converted.
And it was primarily Pakistan's inexperience, because they didn't cover the line. If they had seen Harmanpreet Singh in the past, there is the right flank by which he normally likes to go. He just likes to hit it straight, hard towards the right. Pakistan didn't cover that well. And that is why the inexperience of the runners meant that, yes, they didn't cover the angle, and because of that, they conceded both the goals, if you look at it, in the right flank of the thing.
Speaking of the inexperience, there's something that I saw right towards the end which drew my attention, which is this attempted, which was during a penalty corner, in which the attempt from Pakistan was to deceive India and try something new, go back to the man who had dragged the ball inside.
Correct.
But it didn't work out.
You
tried to deceive, you tried to carve out a new move, but again it showed the inexperience.
Yes.
And it showed that some of those younger members of the Pakistan side, they need more time. However, what we saw from Pakistan today, praiseworthy, because at one point, the closing stages of the third quarter and to a large extent the fourth quarter was played equally in both the halves. You saw end-to-end display. Both the keepers were called into action. The Pakistan keeper probably slightly more.
Yep.
However, India too had to remain cautious. So it wasn't as one-sided or lopsided a contest as you thought it would be.
Yep.
And the first big wake-up call for India came in the first 10 minutes. Where against all odds, India having made a bright start, I think again you can hold India guilty of not making most of the possession that they had, and how good they were looking in front of goal. I think they made about 2 circle penetrations in the first couple of minutes. So they made a good start. However, India conceded first. Now again, that wasn't something that you expected from this Indian side. So they had to bounce back. They also had to
dig deep.
They had to work hard. They had to really get their A game on. However, I felt that India weren't as clinical today.
No, they definitely weren't clinical, and you have to credit Pakistan for the turnaround that today they didn't look intimidated. Normally, past Pakistan
They
teams,
took the fight.
They took the fight and they will rue. They had a passage of 3 to 4 minutes where they had 5 penalty corners. But you have to also give credit to Krishan Bahadur Pathak for the way he was touted as Sri Jesh's understudy. He spent a lot of time, Krishan Bahadur Pathak, under Sri Jesh's wings. Now when he's gotten the chance, he's really doing well. But yes, he will have further tests in the form of the FIH Pro League. There is also Suraj Karkera, who's also done pretty well. Let us be very honest about it. India have had this policy of rotating the keepers in each quarter. They can do that. So Suraj Karkera, Krishan Bahadur Pathak, they rotated on a consistent basis, and Krishan Bahadur Pathak was in immense pressure. But as you said, the drag flicking of Pakistan somewhere down the line, they need to step up, and that is why that international exposure that they have not gotten for so many years, it showed.
Can I also just add to that, because it must be mentioned over here while we are crediting Pakistan for the spirited show from them today. The last 10 minutes, they were down to 10 men.
Yes, they had the most cards. I mean, there was one green card that went to them in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then after that, there were 2 yellow cards. One was a 5-minute, and that is where they lost their main drag flicker in Sufyan.
Yeah.
He had to be in the bench for 5 minutes. Then after that, there was a 10-minute red card. Yellow card.
Yellow card.
That is why, and one of them...
One of the Indian players also, I think, was given
Manpreet.
Manpreet was given, yes.
5 minutes, in the fourth quarter. There were tensions also. It was a typical India-Pakistan kind of one player. I think it was Jugraj who got injured by Nadeem, if I'm not mistaken. And Harmanpreet and Germanpreet in particular had to be held back because he was really going after the Pakistanis in that sense. So, but I think I will credit one individual in this Asian Champions trophy that has turned Pakistan's campaign around, Tahir Zaman. Now you could see there was this coach on the sidelines who was really encouraging them, don't be intimidated, go for it. Tahir Zaman, for all of you who don't know, he was one of those last generation of Pakistan greats. I mean, he played a huge role as captain in the 1994 Hockey World Cup gold that they won. Hockey World Cup gold, remember, when you look at it, Pakistan have won the most World Cups in history. Tahir Zaman in 1994 helped them win it, and 250 games, 134 goals. It is not a mark of someone who's a novice. Tahir Zaman, he's not had that much time with the Pakistan team, because you know that they have not qualified for the Pro League. They just about managed to scrape through in the Nations League. So that is why, with all this pressure that was there and the current situation of Pakistan hockey, you have to give them credit for stretching India and pushing India to the limit today.
However, can I raise one concern about India over here? And this is something I think we all picked during the Olympics as well. For far too long, I think the heavy lifting has been done by the Indian captain in terms of conversion from penalty corners. Now, who's the alternative for India? Again, today as well, you see both goals coming from the 2 penalty corners being struck by Harmanpreet. Now, if there is a situation, if there is a match situation only, what if he is either substituted? What if he is been carded for let's say 10 minutes? Crucial, because you're going to be having tougher challenges. We desperately missed Rohidas in that match during the Olympics. During the Olympics, and we all know what happened after that. However, there can be situations where you don't have a Harmanpreet on the pitch. Now, if that's the scenario, then who's your second best? That is an answer we continue to find, because India have been guilty of being wasteful in terms of penalty corners on previous occasions. Today as well, no field goals, both goals coming from penalty corners. I'm just thinking of a situation where Harmanpreet is not there to rescue India. What then?
Look, I think, see, in this Champions Trophy, and also when you look at Paris Olympics, you had certain individuals backing up Sarpanji, if you look at it. Harmanpreet is the heart and soul of the team, and 204 goals, 2 penalty corners today. And you have to also remember, prior to the Olympics, it was Harmanpreet who was struggling with the penalty corners. So India were grappling with that. Now they have a core. You can also have Jugraj step up on certain issues. You've got Hardik Singh who can step up in the
They
penalty
did try
corner.
something new today as well.
Yes.
There were 3 players who were ready to receive the ball.
Correct. You can also rely on Abhishek.
But it didn't work out.
It didn't work out. Abhishek can also be counted
Abhishek's
upon.
very good with his stick work.
Exactly.
Very, very quick.
So, there is a core beyond
I
Harmanpreet.
remember his strike against Australia, Siddharth.
For me, I think the goal of the tournament in the Paris Olympics was the one against Belgium. Where Abhishek against Australia was...
Because against Australia, that turn that he made
Yes.
and that hit that came out of nowhere. Again, he wasn't even in a position to strike the ball. Most players will struggle to strike the
Exactly.
ball from that kind of a situation. But that quick turn and that
Yep.
strike into the goal was something very, very pleasing to see.
Exactly. So see, today there are some question marks which I'll have to be given because see, India lost possession on a frequent basis, like you pointed out. Pakistan made more, they had more penalty corners, so they'll have to be very careful. The defense today had a slightly off game. Attack, as far as concerned, see, Pakistan also stepped up to it, but you could be a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay, so attack and defense, you look at it, Pakistan did match India, but then Pakistan, luckily, if it was a Netherlands or a Germany, the penalty corners, they would have capitalized on it a lot more. So you have to understand one thing, that Krishan Bahadur Pathak and Suraj Karkera will need time to reach Srijesh's standards.
And you need to be patient.
You need to be patient. Now, your main defensive wall is now retired. Now you have to ensure that your other defensive players step up in it. So that is the one area that they'll have to look into, because see, most likely India are taking on Malaysia in the semi-final. It is going to be Korea versus Pakistan in the second semi-final.
Because I remember seeing King D's comment who wanted us to explain things in cricketing analogy. This one's a rather easy one. Your Rahul Dravid has retired of Indian hockey.
Yeah.
You're looking for the next Chiteshwar Pujara.
Yes, you are looking at that. So that is why, see, Indian hockey at this point, there is no denying that they are the best team in Asia. By a country mile, they are the best team in Asia.
Yeah.
Your major concerns are going to come in the FIH Pro League at this stage, and also in the World Cup. Now, the next major trophy that they have to aim for is the World Cup in 25-26 in Holland and Belgium. So this is an ideal preparation, but the Asian Champions Trophy and the Asian Games, let's be very honest, continental, different situations, they are the best by a country mile. Now, however, the defense needs to step up, because and the attack has to step up when it comes to conversion of their strokes when you look at it. Penalty corner concedement, they have to reduce, because on any other day, a better team will hurt you.
Absolutely.
Then when you
it was against Argentina, right? That India needed the 10th penalty corner to register that equalizer.
And who missed most of the time? Harmanpreet. So that is why India now, the bonus there, it's a surplus to the requirement that Harmanpreet is capitalizing, his percentage is up.
Good, yeah.
But on any other given day, it can backfire also. It backfired spectacularly in the World Cup.
That's what I'm saying. What if he has an off day? Forget match situations. What if he's having an off day? You need somebody well equipped to take over if he's having a bad day.
So maybe you have a Hardik Singh, you have an Abhishek, they can all step up to it. But yes, until now, Harmanpreet is doing well. If India have a good plan B, I think Craig Fulton will be really relying on that yes, we have a plan B, we'll execute it when the time comes. So I think in a way, we have to celebrate. It's been 8 years since India last lost to Pakistan, 2016. Prior to that, we had conceded in this 8-year period only 3 goals. This was the 4th goal that you conceded. So,
and that head-to-head continues to favor India.
Yep.
Again, now it'll read 17 wins.
15 out of 17.
In the last 17 matches, 15 wins to India now. And 2 draws.
2 draws. I think one of them was also a washout, if I'm not mistaken. I think they couldn't play.
Result.
Yeah, I think because it was very heavy rain and thunder and lightning. That's why I think they couldn't play. So
okay, we'll quickly just take a couple of questions before we wrap up this chat. A lot of attention being given to Neeraj's event, which is to start at 11:52
11:52 p.m. in Brussels.
So yeah, of course, you've got to be looking out for that. Tapan04 says that if Anderson crosses 90 meters, then it will be Anderson who will win. Well, even if he doesn't, I can tell you, Anderson Peters does look set for a top 2 finish.
Yeah.
He's easily been the best, if not the second best. In fact, he goes into the final as the best ranked player.
Yeah.
And remember, he's the one who finished right behind Neeraj. In fact, was leading Neeraj in Paris as well. until the fifth attempt where Neeraj made, no, it was the third attempt where Neeraj made corrective measures.
Second. When Arshad threw 92, it was the second. Neeraj second attempt was 89.45. Yes.
Second was?
Second. Rest of the attempts he fouled, na? He fouled one, fouled 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, so it
six.
was that, because I remember, Anderson Peters had set the tone and he was trailing Anderson Peters. Then he had to do better.
He did better, but Nadeem did a 92.97 in the second. And then sixth attempt, 91, just for good measure. But then Priyanshu, India were not at the clinical best, otherwise you would have hammered them 5-1. Today, Neeraj goal loading on Anderson. Yes, I agree that India were not at the clinical best. The defense leaked too many chances to Pakistan, and they were rescued by Pakistan not having that experience in the drag flicking and the penalty corners. And Neeraj goal loading on Anderson winning it, it's tough here. I'll wait until 11:52 p.m. to figure it out. It'll be tough.
We'll have to wait all the way till 1.
Yeah.
Maybe 1:30.
But I think Anderson Peters starts as the favourite. Honestly, because Neeraj, that injury, and remember after this he has to go to surgery also. So that is the one thing which we're playing
on that he'll take a call, he said.
Yeah. Sarat Chandra, it was a tough game. Maybe little carelessness due to qualification done. India versus Pakistan final loading. We will thrash them in the final. Our goalkeeper has been good. Yeah, both Suraj Karkare and Krishan Bahadur Pathak have been very good. India needs another flicker like Harmanpreet, which I think you are developing in the form of Hardik, you are developing in the form of Abhishek. Let's see how it goes. But carelessness, no, I think Pakistan stepped up. I think after all the years of being pummeled by India, I think they stepped up today.
In fact, their record speaks for, it's testament to how good they've been.
Yep.
It's only the first game that they've lost.
Yeah, it is. Tahir Zaman, I mean, you have to credit Tahir Zaman for the limited time. I think one of our family members pointed that he just joined hours before the tournament began. So, yes, so Tahir Zaman, you have to give him credit for what he is. So, that's why I think it won't be I think it won't be an India-Pakistan final. I think it might be an India-South Korea final for all you know. Korea have been very good in this Asian Champions Trophy. So, see, simple. India are first, Pakistan are second, Korea are third. The fourth place will be determined by either China or Malaysia at this stage. So, it is going to be a really big thing. And Sarat Chandra is saying, Arshit sir, at least today Manchester United win or Ten Hag will be sacked. Who are playing? Manchester United playing whom?
So, Manchester United will be playing Southampton as we mark the return of the Premier League.
Oh, yes.
2 weeks you didn't have any Premier League action because of the
international
friendlies and all.
Yep.
So, it is the Manchester United versus Southampton kickoff, which marks the return of the Premier League. So, all eyes, 5 p.m. is when that match starts at St. Mary's.
Yes.
I do agree. If not the sack, because we Sarat Chandra, we very recently heard from the INES group that they're going to be backing Ten Hag. They backed them all through this transfer window. They believe that he's doing the right thing. So I doubt if the sack would be imminent, regardless of the result. However, what Manchester United do desperately need right now is a win. They've lost 2 of the opening 3 fixtures, and it is hard times. At Manchester United, the pressure is really on Ten Hag, and maybe the clock's ticking on him.
It is. That's what. It's a good point Arnab Sharma makes. India missing Mandeep, Lalit, Hardik in this tournament. So that's why you needed these 3 guys. These 3 guys he mentioned are the backup to Harmanpreet. If ever he decides I won't be doing into penalty corners anymore, so that is why it has been there. And let's see, now there is a break of 1 day. And then 16th and 17th is the semi-final and the final. Most likely India are taking on either China or Malaysia. Let's see how that pans out. Other semi-finals going to be big. Korea versus Pakistan.
Yeah. So Japan are the only team who are out of contention. I think South Korea have been confirmed.
South Korea are confirmed. Pakistan, South Korea in the semi-final. India will be taking on some other. We'll be finding out today the last game that's happening today. So it's at this point in time what we are seeing. Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest at 7:30 p.m. Well, let's see how that goes. But yes, today this major action is done. 11:52 p.m. is the next big action. Neeraj Chopra, his last attempt this season. The Diamond League final in Brussels is at 11:52 p.m. We in Sports Today will bring you all the latest information. So do join us. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. Like, share, subscribe the video. We are doing every sport. We are just not doing only just one particular sport. every sport where India is doing well. We cover it. Chess Olympiad also, we will bring you the update in the night when that finishes. So, Chess Olympiad, Neeraj, 2 major things on Saturday and Sunday. So, let's see how it goes. So, hope he crosses 90 meters mark. That will be the story. But
Sham
Badgujar, hope he crosses 90 meter mark. Hope so.
Yeah.
Hope so. But then Sham, what will you say? Okay, he crosses 90, but still he doesn't win the Diamond League final. That might be bittersweet, but
that's also a possibility. But I think the Indian fans will also take that right now.
He doesn't, as I said.
See, Neeraj doesn't like finishing second. We know that.
Yeah.
Neeraj may hate it. But right now, I think, as fans, you need Neeraj to cross that 90-meter mark. Also, he admitted, the man admitted on our platform on the very night that he finished second in Paris that it hurt him.
It hurt him, yeah.
It hurt him to finish second. It hurt him, and maybe he now knows that the standards have really changed. Now you really need to be crossing the 90-meter mark because
exactly. It will hurt him later on if it doesn't have. But yes, 90 meters.
So it will serve him good.
Yep,
it will hold him in good stead going forward.
See, if he crosses 90 meters, the one thing is now he's ticked every box that needs to be in the sport of javelin. He has nothing to prove. Let us make one thing clear here. Neeraj Chopra has got nothing left to prove. He's already the greatest.
He's got a very bright and a long career ahead of him. He's still just 26. Can easily go for about another 4 to 5 years. Easy.
See, definitely till 2028. Definitely.
Yeah.
After that, you can take a call.
Take a call. Exactly. Because again, these days, 30, 31, again, you look at some of the other senior pros who are around him. Age does tend to catch up around the 30-year mark.
30, 35 year is when an athlete decides, okay, maybe I may not want to pursue it further. But if Neeraj has got the will,
but
he can even do it in 2032.
Even then, if the 90-meter mark is to elude Neeraj Chopra, even tonight, the legend of Neeraj Chopra doesn't diminish.
Yeah, it doesn't. It will be like this thorn that has been pricked in the side of your leg. It's irritating. Okay, I have to get the 90-meter mark. It may play, but it doesn't diminish his legacy one bit. He's completed the Grand Slam when you look at javelin. He's completed the set. World Athletics Championship gold, Asian gold, Commonwealth gold, Olympic gold, Diamond League event winner, Diamond League final winner.
He's a Youth Olympic champion as well.
Youth Olympic champion, South Asian champion. He's the Federation Cup winner. What would you want? He's done everything that is there. So that is the situation that is there. Not Walcott. I know what he's talking about. Kyle Walcott at 34. But you know where Kyle Walcott is, Sarachandra? He's threatening, he's thereabout, but he's not the real deal when you look at Walcott. I know he made about...
Robin Dhul says that he was here for hockey and we're discussing football and whatnot.
10 minutes back, we did do 10-15 minutes, we did hockey, Robin Dhul.
We were just winding up the chat, Robin, but for those like Robin who are joining us right now, do just, rewind, go back 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever this video has lasted for. We've tried analyzing India's win over Pakistan, and just to conclude, 2-1 victory over Pakistan for India. They end the group stage with a 100% record, winning all the matches there were for India to play in the group stages. They're now going to be featuring in the semi-final. Let's see whether India can lift the Asian Champions trophy or not. The coverage continues here on Sports Today, and yes, time for us to eat our vegetables as indeed. Priyanshu says. So right on cue, Siddharth and I will take your leave.
Yep.
But do say subscribe to Sports Today, tap that bell because we've got plenty more coming for you.